Hey everybody, welcome to Massima Motivation, and today on Stop It, we're going to talk about how culture portrays bipolar, so stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome to Massima Motivation. My name is Chris from Massima. As you can see behind me, we're in the facility today. So we're going to be talking about a mental health topic in a physical health gym, but that's how it's going to go today. Today we're talking about bipolar. And before I start, I want to be really clear about something. I was diagnosed with bipolar at age 5. It's a very serious thing, and this topic is kind of near and dear to my heart personally. So I'm going to try to be as authentic but also firm as possible. Because it really does annoy me, and you really do need to stop it with the way that you portray or call somebody out on being or not being bipolar. So the first thing you need to understand is that there's two types of bipolar. There's bipolar 1 and bipolar 2, and about 3 million Americans per year are diagnosed with bipolar, which we're going to get to here in a second. Bipolar 1 is when you've had at least you've had a manic episode, a true manic episode, and these are things like $3,000 shopping spree, staying up for 5 days straight. I mean, they're really excessive types of manic episodes. And then you've had a depressive episode, and these are true depressive episodes, okay? Then you have bipolar 2, which is where you've had a hypomanic episode. So take a $3,000 binging spree and make it, $1,500, or take, I'm simplifying, but it's basically just a softer manic version of bipolar 2, but you still have the depressive. Then there's actually a thing called cyclothymia, which most people aren't familiar with. I kind of call it bipolar 3. It's not bipolar 3, but it's essentially what most people mean when they say, you're still bipolar. And I know you know that person. I know you've probably called somebody that if they're having mood swings. It's a super common diagnosis to give to people who are in their adolescence because of the hormones. It's a very real thing. So cyclothymia, we'll put that word up there because that's something that you need to know. It's essentially where you have more mild fluctuations of a bipolar. You don't have a true manic, you don't have a hypomanic, you don't have a true depressive. You're kind of in this in-between, but it fluctuates a lot. About 300,000 people per year are diagnosed with cyclothymia. My problem is that those numbers are backwards in my opinion. I don't think there's 3 million people getting bipolar and 300,000 people getting cyclothymia. As a clinician myself, I think we've done a poor job of diagnosing bipolar. And when we diagnose somebody with bipolar, they've been labeled, and there's a self-fulfilling prophecy. There's the I'm bipolar, and they communicate to their families and friends, which then perpetuates this idea that you're so bipolar. It's wrong. It's not accurate. Bipolar is very rare. In my opinion, I think cyclothymia is much more common. The reason it's diagnosed is, I'm going to be honest with you, I've talked to clinicians. A lot of them don't even know what cyclothymia is. Look it up. It's a thing. And I think instead of really weighing out the diagnosis, I think a lot of clinicians and people, when they go to WebMD and do that stupid crap that I know you guys do, you go straight to bipolar. And it's wrong. We have to stop with the way that we perpetuate this idea of bipolar. And as somebody who was diagnosed with it and no longer struggles with the symptomology, it annoys me. When I was younger, on a personal level, I was taught very early not to perpetuate a title or a stigma of self. And so long as we have this idea of bipolar being thrown around among mainstream media and in the movies, it's going to continue to inappropriately affect real people who have it and people who didn't have it, who now may act behaviorally in a way that may demonstrate outwardly like they do. It's more rare. There's more genetic to it than most people think. And we have to put a stop to it. So my challenge to you when I say stop it is to really stop and think. When was the last time you said you're still bipolar or did something like that to somebody else? Because you're a part of that problem. And I think there's a lot of push right now with the LGBTQ community, which is great, but I think we're forgetting about pushing for a lot of people with mental illnesses and the perpetuation we have of the stigma involved on that side. And I think we need to do the same thing for them. So guys, please, think about it. I hope that this brought a little insight to you. I'm trying to keep this video simple for you. Long story short, understand what you're saying before you say it, because you're probably saying it wrong. Please subscribe, hit that like button, leave your comments below, and as always, remember, mind, muscle, maximize.